Pinehurst, one of the iconic names in all of golf. People come from all over the world to play golf in this region, not only to play, but to totally immerse themselves in the atmosphere of golf. And when they do, great recommendation, Talamore Resort and the Mid-South Club. These two clubs, along with the great accommodations right on the courses, make for one of the best Pinehurst experiences anybody could have at any time of the year. Check out what the traveling golfer found at Talamore Resort and Mid-South on this episode of The Traveling Golfer. And with all this beauty, you don't even mind a tough little shot like this one.
This lager comes from a place that's been brewing beer for longer than anyone else in America, where men and women have crafted amber gold in the caves below since before refrigeration. It comes from Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, and brings with it all the know-how that doing a thing well for nearly 200 years affords. Yuengling Traditional Lager. Respect. It's earned.
Every 25 years, it's nice to get a little sprucing up, whether you need it or not. Talamore Resort in Pinehurst, 25 years old, they decided to give it a little facelift. General Manager, PGA professional, Matt Hauser on the scene here, and that was quite a big job for you folks.
Yeah, it was a big job. It took out numerous bunkers. It took on a life of its own, but we really we reinvented this golf course, remastered it. It's going to be a treat for everybody to play again.
Now you also are general manager at Mid-South, the sister course. At least it had an alternate course that people could play, because you actually had to close this beautiful course down for 3 months.
So our members just played exclusively over at Mid-South. Made a little bit more we had with our travel company here and booking our golf packages over there. But it was great. Mid-South held up great, and it's a fantastic golf course. Everybody was happy to play over there.
So designed by Reese Jones, the acclaimed golf course architect, in 1991, Talamore in Pinehurst built its own special reputation. And then in the renovation phase, it was time to add and subtract.
Correct. Yeah, we took out numerous bunkers, about 61 in total.
No, this is not St. Andrews. It's Pinehurst, North Carolina. Talamore Resort at Pinehurst, but the new sod wall bunkers, part of the renovation, part of the job done by David Walsh, superintendent here at Talamore Resort. And you grew up in the area.
Yes, sir, I did. I grew up about 10 minutes north of Pinehurst, Carthage, Vass area, so I'm very familiar with it.
I'm going to guess you were a bit excited to hear that there was going to be a facelift at a course that has had an iconic name here in the Pinehurst area.
Yes, I was, and I was even more excited to get to be a part of it.
In the case of the sod wall bunkers, there were none on the property before. You decided that this was an addition that would sort of bring a little bit more character to the course?
Yes, sir. You know, it kind of stands us out with the reconstruction, you know what I mean? This place had a lot of challenging bunkers, a lot of rolling hills, a lot of rolling bunkers, but it's just a different look that nobody's got around here. And there's just no bunkers like this around.
So let's start with the bunkers. Put in a few sod wall bunkers, took out a lot of other bunkers. How many?
I think it's about 60 to be exact.
60 bunkers gone.
Yes, sir. A lot of them were set up for misses, and for the average golfer, the main miss is going to be to the right, and a lot of these bunkers were, I don't know if they were strategically placed there, but a lot of people ended up in them more than often, so it slowed play down really bad, and it just frustrated the average golfer on a regular. So.
Yeah, we start frustrated, so we don't need any more.
Exactly.
That's for sure. Okay, the greens, regrassing, and this is where the technology comes in of the agronomy has changed so much in recent years, and you've got high tech here.
We have originally sand-based greens, USGA mix, but it's from the early 90s. You know, it being in the transition zone, the temperatures tend to flux up and down, so the old bent grass greens, they tend to struggle during the hot summer months. Champion likes a more slow, percolating green.
And by champion, you meant Champion Bermuda.
Yes, sir.
So the transition was from an old Pencross bent, which has a lot of trouble in the hot weather, to these new hybrid grasses. Champion, one of those that really is not only hardier, but it still rolls like a bent grass.
Yes, sir. Champion's going to provide a more playable putting surface throughout the whole year.
Now, David, the original design, Rhys Jones, acclaimed architect, the routing of the course wasn't changed, the holes weren't changed, the design of the holes, nothing was lengthened. It was just basically a facelift of the golf course itself, correct?
Correct, yeah. We just wanted to really soften up the surrounds to make it a more playable golf course for the average golfer. You know, all those sand traps, it seems like if you're an average golfer, you find yourself in them constantly. So we just wanted to make it a little softer and pick up the pace of play a little bit and just make it a more enjoyable round for the average golfer out here.
So still a lot of Rhys Jones in the course.
Yep.
He just has some of the wrinkles taken out.
Exactly.
He'll like to hear that.
I hope so.
The Talamore Resort course always had a reputation as a challenging golf course. After the renovation, a little more playable?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be more playable. Everything's more out in front of you, better cart access. You can drive your carts everywhere out here now. We had too many instances where you couldn't get on a hole. It was cart path only, so we've eliminated that.
There's definitely a general feel to the Pinehurst courses, not just the pines, which obviously dominate things, but there's some other items that certainly characterize these courses.
Yeah, there's a lot of elevation changes throughout the area, which is very unique. You get a lot of the courses have kind of went back a little bit in time to have waste areas around the side. Pinehurst number 2 did that right before the Open. All waste areas along the signs. A couple other courses have done that as well, where, you know, just to give it a feel back to where it used to be. You know, there's 100 plus years of golfing history here, and it's well played into. It's just you feel golf when you come to Pinehurst area.
But these pine trees cause a problem too. Eventually they start to encroach on the golf course, and that really does make it less playable.
You'll notice them, they weren't this big when we started, and they start to grow in, the limbs start to grow in, some of them start to cast more shade on the green, so you're constantly trying to, you know, monitor those, taking down trees as needed, and just to keep your golf course, you know, in its best condition you can do.
For those who are getting their first look at Talamore Pinehurst, the can't miss holes.
On the back 9, number 15, it's a long par 3, and at one time it had 9 sand traps around it. Now it's got 2 sidewall bunkers in the front. Beautiful hole, looks like we elevated the green, runs off on the side, grass everywhere. It turned out to be a great golf hole. And our next one here would be number 18, which is behind us here. We changed a lot to it, took out a lot of trees on the hole. It just feels bigger. Everything feels bigger about it. When you stand on the tee, you've got bunkers that you can see, 5 pot bunkers from the tee. It just has a great feel to it.
With the all-new Exotics EXD irons, you can get more distance without sacrificing forgiveness or accuracy. Designed for exceptional forgiveness, the EXD irons feature the deepest undercut cavity ever developed in an Exotics iron. The EXD's freestanding face design offers added flexibility at impact for maximum distance. Advanced variable face thickness design produces greater spring effect and more forgiveness on more areas of the face. EXD irons will give your game extra distance with exceptional forgiveness on every shot. Visit touredge.com to find a retailer near you.
Every discussion of Talamore Resort mentioned llamas.
Our owner, Bob Levy, he wanted something different, some kind of animal to carry bags, and somebody said, why don't you try llamas? They're pack animals. And he did a little research into them and got some llamas, and They started caddying for us. They have a handler that would lead them out there, could carry 2 bags, and it was a home run. It was big. It's our logo. I still have them on the 14th hole, and they've kind of been retired for a few years, but we're going to work them back into the game. They're going to start caddying again in some of the off months.
You see the llamas everywhere, in the pro shop, on the flags. It really is the trademark.
It is. It's just what we've been known for. Llamas are always going to be a part of Talamore, and they're great.
Mid-South Golf Club may not have the Talamore name attached to it, but it certainly has the Talamore pedigree. This Arnold Palmer-designed golf course is a gem. 18 memorable holes, none more memorable than this 18th hole. Allows you to bring some of the excitement off the course with you. Great work. Added to the Talamore family, and added to the Pinehurst Talamore family. What a terrific addition.
Yeah, this was a great pickup. Back in 2004, the course became available, and Mr. Levy bought it, and we've been running ever since. Put in a great new clubhouse, and the golf course is fantastic. One of the best in the area.
Yeah. Palmer Designs, of course, are known for fairly generous fairways. We see that here, but he did throw in a couple other wrinkles. You can be in the fairway, but you could be in the middle of some pretty good-sized moguls, so that's going to mean some real shot adjustment.
Yeah, there is. I swear they probably buried some elephants out here. I mean, some of these fairways you can hit it right down the middle, and you could be on a slope. So you have to play for that. You have to play for your lies, but again, it's just a fantastic golf course. Everything rolls together. It all rolls, and it's just fantastic out there.
Now, over the years, I've given a lot of credit to the late great Ed C., who was, of course, Palmer's chief design architect on the many jobs that he did. And one of the things that I think they did in concert, because I know I saw them building courses and talking back and forth, was their green shaping. Good sized greens, but really well designed green complexes.
You're absolutely right. I mean, the green complexes out here are fantastic. We've got 9 and 18 share green, which is unique. Unique to see, and all the greens are different. Some are small, some are large. I mean, everything around them. You got to hit all kinds of shots out here. You can run them up, you got to fly them in. You've got some over water, a lot over sand traps, but it's, a lot of neat green complexes out here.
And they never felt the need to put in the overly mounded or overly undulating greens that you see at some places. The undulations on Palmer's greens are much more subtle. Yet you really have to pay attention to them. It doesn't mean that they're easy to read.
No, most definitely. You've got a lot of, like I said, a lot of subtle breaks out here. A lot of slope from front to back in some areas, but nothing crazy. None of the elephants got buried in the greens. But I mean, you definitely have to pay attention because it can slip away from you real quick.
Now, Mid-South has more water on it than Talamore.
Yeah, most definitely. Talamore only has water on the 18th hole. Mid-South has it, around the golf course. It's beautiful. It's unique to the area to have a course with this much water on it.
And they've really used it to beautify the course. I mean, it is an integral part of not only the strategy, but the incredible beauty of the course.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, it is. It's beautiful out there. A lot of, it's almost a signature hole every hole out here. Water, the water it comes into play. It's not penal, but it's there. You have to account for it. But again, it plays into the golf course.
People from around the country don't always think of elevation changes when they think of Pinehurst, but it is a somewhat hilly area, and in the case of Mid-South, the elevation changes throughout the course. Not too much, but really, really adds to the play.
Yeah, it definitely does. Not a whole lot of elevation changes, but where there is elevation changes, it really is. It's part of the golf course. We've got our 9th hole here, which you tee off and your second shot's coming down from a hill.
A somewhat reachable par 5, but it's a treacherous second shot if you attempt it.
Yeah, most definitely. You're going to be hitting off of a downhill lie. There's some humps in the fairway, so you could get a side hill lie as well. You may not have only a couple hundred yards in, but there's water in front of it, well-guarded green, so you got to really pick your poison. Either go for it or lay up and try to get up and down there for your birdie. After
playing the course, I had a tough time deciding which one would be the signature hole. Is that intended?
There's so many good holes out here. You go there, and hole number 5 is a great par 4 down a little hill and water over to your right, which leads into the 6th hole, which is a par 3 over water. Just great visuals from there. Make the turn over to the back nine, the 14th hole. It's almost like being out in the desert. You got sand all over your tee box, sand up the sides as you're hitting your second shot. You come here to 18. 18's all nice little dog leg around water. There's just a lot of really good holes out here.
Holes number 18 in the distance and 9 share an enormous double green, lake on the side, beautiful clubhouse behind it. In both cases, they make for a dramatic conclusion to either 9. Now, we mentioned a sister course at Mid-South. There's actually 2 other sisters in Pennsylvania,
Yep.
all part of the Talamore family under the ownership of Bob Levy, very well-known Philadelphia name, who spent a lot of time down here while this renovation was going on. It all started with his Talamore Country Club just outside of Ambler in Philadelphia.
Yep,
And the empire grew from there.
correct.
And the newest baby of them all is another private club in the Philadelphia area.
Yeah, Applecross, it's a Jack Nicklaus design course, and it's a growing community up there. A lot of members, great facility. It's got a lot of eggs in the basket right now.
Oh, great looking shot, Tony.
Well, it's easy when you have
Beautiful.
the pro of teaching pros. Lou Guzzi,
How are you, sir?
good to see you again.
Good
Lou,
to see you as well.
National Teacher of the Year, Director of Golf Instruction here at Talamore Country Club. Lou, you know the North Carolina properties very well because
I do.
one of the benefits of your association here is that you take the members down with you to Talamore Resort and Mid-South
That's right.
for a little instruction vacation.
I mean, it's excellent. We had Mid-South, and the condos, the places that we stay at Mid-South are absolutely amazing.
And 2 pretty different golf courses.
Very different golf courses. Talamore Resort, tighter, definitely a both are shot maker golf courses, and then Mid-South. And the structure of the 2 gives you that variety that we're looking for when we take people on a trip. And the power of going somewhere else, seeing how they play, seeing how they practice, pre-shot routine. And then we have a lot of information to bring back to the academy to work on when they come back home.
That Pinehurst atmosphere is just another level of immersion.
It is. And we make sure that when we're down there, take a little tour and feel the whole Pinehurst experience.
So a member at Talamore in Philadelphia can come and play these courses here,
Yep, yep.
and they just pay.
It's the same. It's if you have whatever your membership is up there, your membership is down here. It's a membership at each place. Same for our members can go up there. If they pay a cart fee, they pay a cart fee up there. If they don't, whatever it is down here, whatever it is up there, you can pay it at the other side.
That's a pretty good deal.
It's a great deal, yep.
4 golf courses, 2 in Pennsylvania, 2 in the Pinehurst region.
Yep.
That's a nice way to have a membership. People don't like being tethered to one property anymore.
Correct, yeah. I know we get a lot of, in the spring, a lot of the members from up north come down and getting ready for the golf season. They start off down here.
What people from other parts of the country don't realize is that Pinehurst really does have 4 seasons, unlike, say, Florida or some of the warmer areas. It actually does change a bit here.
Yeah, we do. Spring and fall are our busiest seasons. But summer lately, in the past 5 or 6 years, has really become another busy season for us. A lot of local play, South Carolina, Charlotte area, come down here and play. And then your fall, it's a great place if you're close. You can come out and especially you get in November, December, you get a nice weekend coming up. I mean, it's a great area to come to. Golf courses are in great shape, and not a lot of people in town in the winter months, but the golf courses are still fantastic.
Pinehurst's most famous resident, Donald Ross, lived here until his death in 1948, built golf courses all across America, 400 of them to be exact. A lot of nice locations, but he chose Pinehurst to live. And why not? The village of Pinehurst, so quaint, and the only location where the official language is golf. Even though Talamore and Mid-South have their own identities, it's part of this greater Pinehurst region,
Yep.
and that means part of a lot more to do than just these 2 properties.
Correct, yeah. There's over 30 golf courses in the area, and there's numerous restaurants around town. You've got the Village of Pinehurst, which a lot of people go down there. It's quaint, numerous old hotels and stuff that have
And
food.
shops. There's a lot of
yeah,
shopping for those who like to do all that shopping.
Yep. Homey feeling, and that Pinehurst has got its own feel. It's just unique. All the hotels, all the history, everything over there. Southern Pines, another nice little area. Different feel than Pinehurst. A little more of a locally, homey feeling than that. A lot of great restaurants in both Southern Pines and Pinehurst.
Yeah, and being right in the middle of the two, it makes it for an easy trip
It does, yep.
after a day on the golf course.
It definitely does.
The best part about Talamore Resort, you can stay where you play. And you even have choices of accommodations.
We do. We've got 100 villas over at Talamore that can range anywhere from a 1-bedroom to a 3-bedroom. We've got 16 lodges over here at Midsouth. So we've got 116 total units that we can book, and it's great. We've got a great golf packaging company. We've got golf packagers who have been with us for as long as 20 years that work for us. They know their clients, and they just know what they get. The customers come, they love it. They can stay 4 guys in a condo, and it's just a great place, great location. Everything about it seems to work out well for our guests.
I can attest to the lodges at Mid-South, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, spacious living room, dining room, full kitchen, patios all the way around. What a place, and an incredible view of the golf course. Talk about an excellent place to stay during a golf vacation. You got everything there. Even got grills right outside, the pool down the street. Why leave?
That's what we do. And that's what we're shooting for, is why leave, like you said. Some of the things that we've done is we do a Thursday night barbecue during golf season. It's a great hit for us, a big pig picking out there at the pavilion at Talamore. We also do breakfast Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays. That's what we're just trying to shoot for, is why leave. People stay. People stay. They can grill out. They can hang out here at the clubhouse at Midsouth, at the clubhouse at Talamore. We just really like to have people here. Hospitality is what we try to shoot for, and try to include that in our packages.
All I need the next time I stay at Mid-South, bringing my own chef and bartender, I definitely don't have to leave then.
There you go.
Well, I found one of the new sod bunkers at Talamore Resort. It's been a great trip to Pinehurst. Not only Talamore Resort, but also the Mid-South Golf Club. Great golf, if I can ever get out of this bunker. And if not, there's always refreshment. Cheers from the traveling golfer.
Tony Leodora's golf wardrobe, courtesy of Antigua, the leader in modern golf apparel. Tour Edge is the official equipment sponsor of the Traveling Golfer.